Isiah was the best point guard in high school basketball at that time. I think his family decided that he was going to play for Coach Knight, and I don't know if Isiah had as much to do with the decision as people think.
In 1979, Isiah Thomas announced that he would attend Indiana University, thanks largely to the impression Hoosier headman Bobby Knight made on his mother. Oh, Bobby was tough in the kitchen.
I was very good at recruiting mothers, and I think he sold her on the fact that if he came to Indiana, he would get a degree.
Back then, my mom was like, okay, this is where you're going to school, this is where you're not going to school. And so she decided that I was going to Indiana, and her and Knight had this bond. They bonded because they both swore a lot. They could sometimes be really, really mean. And, you know, they both just had a way of looking at the world that seemed right for them, but was wrong for all of us. And I just never forget my mom just saying, hey, you're going to Indiana.
Thomas arrived in Bloomington in the fall of 1979. His transition from the west side of Chicago to the pastoral beauty of Indiana's campus was eased by a familiar style of coaching on the hardwood.
Coach Knight and Mr. Pingatore were very similar. They both believe without guards you can't win, and I believe that also. You need the extension of the coach that's out on the floor, and my job was to be that extension.
He understood what Coach Knight wanted him to do on the floor, and that, generally speaking, was to lead his basketball team with very few mistakes and to understand his role as that point guard.
When I got to Indiana, Coach Knight didn't let me get away with anything, just like my mom did.
He's one tough guy, and that's where he and Knight definitely connected. They're both two tough SOBs.
Sometimes you had to be mean, and sometimes you had to be nice. But my job was to make it come to life out on the floor.
As a freshman, Thomas joined a Hoosier squad that had won the NIT the year before and had several key players returning.
I think when Isiah came to IU as a freshman, a lot of people who knew his background were a little skeptical if that was going to work out.
I didn't know if I would start or not, but the thing that I admired and respected about Coach is that he gave me a chance to compete every day in practice, and for some reason he started me.
Running the show from the point guard position, Thomas breathed life back into Coach Knight's proud Hoosier program that hadn't won the Big Ten title in 3 years.
The greatness of Isiah was his sheer will to win. And probably the only person that matched that sheer will to win was his coach.
That will to win and the understanding of the game, one from a street level, one from a coaching level, matched, and that was it. It was absolutely terrific to watch.
There's a winner and there's a loser, and losing made me physically ill. I would throw up, I would be sick. I think I liked winning because I didn't want to be sick.